And I know that as you do speaking engagements, you work with CEOs, the concept of leadership teams comes out a lot. And I want to pull out a few things from your story here that I think are so telling about who you've become and who you developed to and how you are influencing others. And that was when you walked into the studio and you listened, you engaged the talent, you could tell great talent. And what you said, well, I'm going to support. She needs to go somewhere, even though you'd had more experience, you had more of a career at that point. You didn't just say, nope, I'm out. You said, wow, that's talent. I'm on her boat, I'm on her bus. Let's go.
Right.
And in turn, she knew the investment that everyone and the risk everyone took. And you said it shows. She would stop and introduce first and last name every single person
Right.
in the band. When you look at leadership and people who are trusting you and believing in you, that's powerful.
It's very powerful, and it speaks to with all of the Hall of Fame artists I've worked with in my life. They all have more than one thing in common, but one thing they all have in common is they recognize their people. They don't consider themselves any better as a person, as an artist. They look at their band as equals, basically. As Cindy, for an example, she had several champagne toast meetings in her suite after a gig. Hey, well, once a week, once every 10 days or something on the road. Hey, come up to the suite, we'll have some champagne. But she always used to say, and I'm not going to imitate Cyndi Lauper's voice because it's impossible. It's impossible.
Original.
So, totally original. But she said, you know what? My meetings are like the Army. And, and Army men have a helmet, and on their helmet, they have their rank. Well, everybody takes their helmet off when they enter the meeting because nobody has rank in this room. You're all free to speak. You're all free to speak your mind without fear of retribution. They recognize, and that's the key. When your people feel that they are appreciated, it's the cycle of positivity. In other words, Cindy appreciates the band. Well, the band says, well, Cindy really appreciates us. Well, we want to work harder for her. And when we work harder, the band sounds better. If we're all engaged and focused, the band sounds great. And if the band sounds good, it gives her a great platform upon which to sing, a rhythmic platform. And if the band and vocals sound good, the audience loves it. And the audience goes buys the $50 t-shirt that costs $3 to make, and they tell their friends. And the next time Cyndi Lauper plays, San Diego, she'll play the arena instead of a club in San Diego. You know what I mean? So you don't do it for this reason. You don't reach out to people because of what you're going to get in return, but it always comes back to you inevitably when you reach out in a positive way. And so when you reach out and CEOs reach out and recognize their people, then it comes back to them because they're people. And CEOs that don't have that have a retention problem, employee retention. Well, sometimes maybe you got to look in the mirror and say, why are your employees in a revolving door? So you benefit by recognition. Recognition of your people is the cheapest, most powerful, most effective way to engage people in the workplace. And, an example I say in my presentation is that Cindy signed an 8x10 for my mother to Sadie, your son is great. And it had a lifelong effect on my mother. And it had a effect on me because Cindy was my CEO, and I'm going, well, this is how she feels about me. Well, I'm going to give it everything I have, every last thing I have. And I left it all on the stage every single night. And so did Cindy, and so did the rest of the band. So that's what happens. It creates a cycle of positivity.